Tonight, members of the Henderson City Council unanimously voted to formally censure Councilwoman Carrie Cox. Good evening, I'm Marie Mortera. This comes just a little over a month after Cox was indicted for allegedly recording the private conversation of another council member while hiding behind a curtain at City Hall. News 3's George Acosta was at tonight's meeting where he spoke with several residents about how they're feeling over tonight's decision.
Yeah, well, Councilwoman Carrie Cox was not present during tonight's meeting. There were several people who showed up both to support and to speak out against her. However, despite both Councilwoman Dr. Larson as well as Mayor Romero both calling for the resignation of Carrie Cox, the majority of people who did showed up to vouch for Cox's character.
Censuring Councilwoman Cox would be a disservice to Henderson.
I'm grateful to see Council, Mayor Romero, and City Manager taking these steps to stand for accountability and integrity. It means a great deal that Henderson values honesty and public trust.
That honesty and trust was one of the main highlights during Henderson City Councilwoman Dr. Larson's testimony Monday evening, pointing out the allegations of possible misconduct and misuse of power by Cox as a city leader.
She betrayed the public trust by alleging that she actually cared about them and would work for their concerns. The city, the staff, the citizens, and our businesses deserve better.
Members present voted in favor of the motion made by Councilman Stewart, and it carries.
The unanimous vote by council members to censure Cox over her recent indictment over claims she illegally recorded the private conversation of Dr. Larson had many who showed up in Cox's support, calling out members of the city council, saying the decision was premature.
Well, they're allegations, and I just think that's really odd. I would think the legal process would play out before any actions would be taken.
However, others showed to get a better understanding of those who represent their communities.
When they presented all the bad behaviors, quote unquote, of Carrie Cox, sounding like corruptions and just bad behavior, I can see why they voted for the censure. However, they crossed the line when the mayor, Michelle Romero, and the Councilwoman Larson said Carrie Cox should resign.
Despite hearing more than a dozen testimonies over Cox's censure, Mayor Romero and Dr. Larson say they stand strong by their decisions.
Ms. Cox deserves this censure and the fallout from these subsequent investigations by the Ethics Commission, federal, state, and local authorities. Henderson deserves better than this, and it is my personal belief that she should resign from office.
I applaud their leadership tonight in making the tough decisions and restoring public trust as well as morale and integrity within the walls of City Hall. And I myself agree she needs to resign.
And while Cox's attorney recommended Cox not attend Monday's meeting, her campaign manager says Cox looks forward to having her day in court.
Carrie is not resigning. She is going to run for office. She is still a city councilwoman. The censure had nothing to do with that. She let the voters decide.
Now, Councilwoman Cox is expected to appear in court tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Before now, reporting from Henderson City Hall, George Acosta, News 3.